Are the Boston Celtics gearing up to add some veteran firepower to their lineup? With the trade deadline approaching, whispers of a familiar face returning to the green and white are heating up. Imagine a seasoned scoring forward stepping onto the court, bringing experience and depth to an already formidable squad. Stay tuned as we break down the potential move that could shake things up in Boston. The Boston Celtics are riding high this season, and as we hit the halfway mark, it's clear the team is in a good place. With a roster that is performing at an elite level, there isn't much need for drastic changes. However, the whispers of potential trades are always in the air, and a recent proposal from Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report suggests a move that could bolster the bench with a familiar face: veteran guard Javonte Green. In this proposed trade, the Celtics would send Jaden Springer to the New Orleans Pelicans in exchange for Green. Now, let's break this down. Green, a player who spent his first 2 NBA seasons in Boston, has shown he can step up when needed. This season, he's averaging 5.1 points and 2.9 rebounds in about 18 minutes a game, all while shooting an impressive 51.7% from beyond the arc. That's the kind of efficient scoring the Celtics could use off the bench, especially as they look to maintain their momentum heading into the playoffs. What's significant about this move is that it's not about shaking up the core of the team. The Celtics are not in a position where they need to make a splashy trade. They've built a solid roster filled with talent, and adding Green would simply be a way to enhance their depth. It's about trimming around the edges, as Swartz put it. I mean, let's face it, Springer simply hasn't found his footing in Boston. Averaging just 1.3 points per game in limited minutes, it's clear he's been more of an afterthought than a contributing factor. This trade not only allows the Celtics to offload a player they've been trying to move for some time, but it also brings in a guy who knows the culture and expectations in Boston. Green has been a reliable presence for the Pelicans, especially in a year riddled with injuries for that franchise. He knows what it means to wear the green and white, and his experience could prove invaluable as the Celtics gear up for a playoff run. Now, do I think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, adding a player like Green who can shoot the three and provide defensive versatility makes a lot of sense. On the other hand, will this move really elevate the team's championship odds? It's tough to say. The Celtics are already a formidable squad, and while depth is important, they're not in desperate need of a shakeup. But let's not underestimate the psychological aspect of this trade. Bringing back a former player can energize the locker room. It can create a sense of continuity and familiarity that can be crucial in high-pressure situations. Green knows the Boston way, and having that kind of experience as a depth piece could be a boon for the team, especially in the playoffs, where every possession counts. And what about our young players? Springer was a first-round pick, and while he hasn't made the impact many hoped for, moving him might just free up some mental space for the rest of the roster. It's a business, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made for the greater good of the team. As fans, we always want to see our team make the right moves to give us hope for a championship run. This potential trade might not be the blockbuster we dream of, but it could be the little piece that helps push the Celtics over the edge when it matters most. So, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this proposed trade for Javonte Green? Is it a smart move, or would you prefer the Celtics to hold on to Springer and give him more time to develop? Let's spark this conversation. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The Boston Celtics are on the brink of a monumental shift, and as a die-hard fan, I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety about the potential sale of our beloved franchise. Recent reports indicate that the Celtics are gearing up for a bidding process that could reshape the future of the team. The Grausbeck family has sent out letters to shareholders, revealing that they will accept the first round of bids from interested buyers on January 23, 2025. This is significant news for all of us who bleed green. The Grausbecks have been at the helm since 2002, when they purchased the team for $360 million. Now, they're looking to sell the franchise for an astronomical figure, projected to be between $5 or $6 billion. That's a staggering leap in value, and it speaks volumes about the Celtics' storied history and marketability. But what does this mean for us, the fans? The sale is set to occur in 2 phases, with 51% of the ownership changing hands during the 2024-25 season, while the rest will be finalized by 2028. Wyc Grousbeck has confirmed he intends to stay on as governor until the full transition is complete. His commitment to remain during this period should provide some stability, but it also raises questions about the direction of the franchise moving forward. Current co-owner Steve Pagliuca has already expressed his desire to be part of the bidding process. His involvement suggests that continuity could be a priority for the new ownership, but the landscape of potential buyers is intriguing. Names like Robert Hale and Mark Bezos have floated around, and with such high-profile individuals expressing interest, it's hard not to feel a mix of hope and skepticism. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, new ownership could bring fresh ideas and a new vision to take us back to our championship glory. On the other hand, there's a risk that a new owner might not fully appreciate the Celtics' legacy or the deep connection we fans have with the team. Wyc Grousbeck hinted at a broad level of interest in acquiring the team, which has to be comforting for us. It suggests that the Celtics are still a prized possession in the sports world. But with change comes uncertainty. Will the new owners prioritize winning above all else? Or could they prioritize profits, potentially at the expense of the product on the court? These are the questions that keep me up at night as a fan. This ownership shift is critical as we look to build on our recent successes, including the 2024 NBA championship celebration at the White House. That victory brought a wave of optimism, and for many of us, it felt like a long-awaited reward for our loyalty. But now we face the reality that the very foundation of our franchise is about to change. It's a delicate balance between preserving the legacy of what the Celtics represent and looking ahead to what could be a bright future under new ownership. As fans, we've witnessed the highs and lows of this franchise. We've celebrated championships, endured painful playoff exits, and experienced the roller coaster of emotions that come with being a Celtics supporter. The decisions made during this ownership transition will undoubtedly impact our chances of continued success on the court. The pressure will be on the new owners to prove they can navigate this landscape effectively. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you excited about the potential for new ownership? Do you feel confident that they'll adhere to the values and traditions that have made our franchise great? The time for discussion is now, and your voice matters. As we gear up for this pivotal moment in Celtics history, I urge you to stay engaged. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel so we can continue to discuss the latest developments surrounding our team. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. It's an exciting time to be a Celtics fan, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Together, let's keep the conversation going and ensure our voices are heard as we navigate this new chapter in Celtics history.